So, Kawhi Leonard and DeMar DeRozan have swapped teams. Kawhi going to the Raptors and DeMar going to the Spurs. Will any of these teams be competing for a championship based on what they have now? No. But this could be possibly major game changers, in the East and for the West. For the Spurs, Kawhi, I would say, is definitely better than DeMar, but instead of trading Kawhi for a bunch of role players, you get back another star. Now, to me, Kawhi is a superstar and DeMar is, a star. But with DeMar, the Spurs can still compete. Now, are they competing for a championship? No, but maybe if they add a couple more pieces, surrounding LaMarcus and DeMar, maybe who knows what they can do. You still have that beast of the Warriors in the West, but anything can happen. An injury, a really great coaching plan by Pop. The Spurs can still compete in the West. And for the Raptors, you basically are taking a very big gamble. What happened to you against the Cavaliers with LeBron? It's demoralizing. You have a great season, then you get against the Cavaliers, and like everything, all of your habits that you were doing against the better teams in the NBA, when you play the Cavs, those habits they go away. Your star players, they become role players. Your role players become G League players. And I kind of agree it was time to hit the reset button. I think where the Raptors messed up is where they gave Kyle Lowry that big contract, because to me, Kyle Lowry is he's a great, not even great. To me, he's a solid point guard. But to me, he's not worth $100 million. But in today's NBA, you have a bunch of players who aren't as good as their contract. Not saying Kyle Lowry is trash, but to me, Kyle Lowry is not a top 5 point guard. He's not a great scorer. To me, he's just pretty good at everything. He can shoot okay. He can play make okay. Defense, he's one of the better defenders as a point guard. But if you're gonna pay somebody $100 million, you need them to be game changing, like a Stephen Curry, like a Kevin Durant, like a Kyrie Irving, like a LeBron. And while Kyrie Irving is not a great defender, and he has had games in the playoffs in the season where he's not as efficient as he should be, on average, Kyrie is a great scorer, and he's gonna be efficient, and he's gonna be get you buckets when you need it. Kyle Lowry, he's not doing that. But with DeMar, I always thought that if they could have surrounded DeMar with somebody who was maybe just as good as him, as scoring, that the Raptors could have took down the Cavaliers. Because they were starting to get the pieces with Pascal Siakam, a big who could play the 4 or the 5, who's not the best at moving his feet on the perimeter, but for a big man his size, he wasn't bad. And then the bench unit, they were starting to come together. They just needed that. They just needed one more scorer to take some pressure off DeMar, and they just never got that from Lowry. Lowry would have a couple games in the playoffs where he, hit a couple shots from 3, hit a couple tough layups, but you couldn't expect those clutch buckets from Kyle Lowry consistently. And then with DeMar not being able to shoot, it just was too much pressure on him to have to deliver, because like I said, he is a star. He's not a superstar, but he is a very great player in his own right. And as far as Kawhi, the Raptors, if you don't get Kawhi to sign, you're basically back to being a lottery team, or early round playoff exit. Because if Kawhi leaves in the offseason, you still have Lowry. But like I said, Lowry is, he's not that franchise player. at least in my opinion. But this offseason has been amazing, and looking forward to the rest.